Alright, what's up guys? NinjaDeathStrike here, bringing you some Magic Online. Well, not the real Magic Online, but Magic 2014 Duels of the Planeswalkers. It's been a while since we've had this game open, but I thought I'd try some multiplayer, since I really wanted to put up some Magic matches so you guys could see how it works. And I don't have a good camera for recording actual paper games, and I don't want to make the investment into Magic the Gathering Online, because it's really expensive, and I already spend a lot of money on the paper game. So we're going to do this since it's the next best option. First, I'm going to give you a quick deck tech. Then we're going to get into a game, and I'm going to do a live narration. So first deck we're going to use is Zombies, because it's my favorite deck. And it's pretty simple to understand. So this is our cards that aren't in the deck, and these are the cards that are. So we're going to do a deck tech real quick. This deck can be very expensive, but my version is designed to be very aggressive and very cheap, and for that reason we have 3 Gravecrawlers. This is a 1-mana 2/1. Can't block, you can summon it from your graveyard. It's a very aggressive card, and it's one of the keys to the deck. We also have 2 Diregraphicals, because that's all they give us. A 2/2 for 1 that comes into play tapped, so another very aggressive card. Moving on, Vampiric Tutor lets you get a card from your library. It's good. Bloodghast comes back from the graveyard. Recursion is a big theme of this deck, and that's why he's in here, even though he's a vampire, not a zombie. Oh well, not everyone's perfect. Butcher Ghoul, Undying. Undying means if it dies and it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, it comes back from the graveyard with a +1/+1 counter. So he's a 2-mana 1/1, and then he turns into a 2/2. Again, he's aggressive, that's why he's in here. Same with Black Cat. When it dies, it forces your opponent to discard, and it's just another cheap chop to get guys out. Then we have 3 Doomblades, which is just a great removal spell. Destroy target non-black creature. That's most of the creatures in this game. Cyan Blood for some card draw. Playing both of those. We don't care about the life loss because we're going to be racing our opponent, so we just want them dead as fast as possible. Next we get to some of our zombie lords. Lord of the Undead, zombie creatures get +1/+1, so he makes our guys bigger. And for 2 mana and tapping him, he lets us get another zombie back from the graveyard. So another way to recur our guys. We have 2 of him. We have 2 Jiroff's Messenger, who's 3 mana for a 3/2 Undying. When he comes into play, target opponent loses 2 life. So he comes in, deals 2 damage right off the bat, and then when he dies, he comes back bigger and deals 2 more damage. He's really good. To him, a Death Baron. He's another zombie lord. Other zombie creatures get +1/+1 and have Death Touch, so it makes us very hard to block. Then we have Fleshbag Marauder. He's a creature and a removal spell all in one. When he comes into play, he forces each player to sacrifice a creature. Worst case scenario, we just sack him to himself and force them to kill one of their own guys. Then we have Undead Warchief. Zombie spells cost 1 less to cast, and he's a 2/1. He gives all zombies +2/+1, so he's actually a 3/2, not a 1/1. And he makes the other guys really big as well. So we have 3 of him. Our Grave Pact, which helps us clear the board. Whenever one of our guys dies, one of their guys dies too, which is really good, especially because we can kill our own guys pretty easily. Next we have some more removal. Tendrils of Corruption. 4 mana, and it kills something and gives us life, so it's good. Consuming Vapors forces them to sacrifice a creature, and then on the next turn they have to sack another creature. Then we have Cruel Revival. It's a little expensive. 5 mana is actually really expensive for a removal spell, but you take what you can get in this game. So destroy target non-zombie creature, and then we get a creature back into our hand. So we're playing 3 of those, and then our finishers are 2 Grave Titans. This is the top of our curve. 6 mana for a 6/6 Death Touch, and whenever he comes into play or attacks, he makes zombies. So cards we're not playing are up here. There's some very expensive stuff, and just some stuff that we're not really that interested in. You can build this to be a much slower, more aggressive deck, but we're going the hyper-offensive route, so we'll have to see how that goes for us. I'm going to pause. I'll wait till we get into a match, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here we go. We've got an opponent. No idea what they're going to be playing. So we're just going to start the duel, see what they've got. The white deck, the blue deck, and the deck I'm playing are generally considered the three strongest. They're all very aggressive. So we're going to assume he's probably on one of those. Looking at this hand, we've got one land and a lot of really expensive stuff. So we're actually going to have to mulligan this. The Duels of the Planeswalkers is nice for beginners because you do get a free mulligan. And this hand looks a lot better. So we're going to keep this. Usually you have to go right down to 6, but here we're going to be able to go to 5. So, alright, looks like he's playing the Eldrazi deck. This is another very good deck, but it can get just outrun. Unfortunately, our deck does not have a great matchup against it, so we'll have to see. It depends on how fast he can ramp. The fact that he got to go first is going to be a little problematic because it's going to let him ramp faster. So we'll see. We'll have to see what we can do. Luckily, we do have a little bit of removal here. We can sack this guy and force him to kill something. But normally the early turns for this deck are just ramping. Yep, so he doesn't have anything to do this turn. He doesn't play a second land, so that's really good for us. Alright, I think, well, we're going to go ahead and go to attack step. You always want to play your guys out on main phase 2. So usually, not always, but usually. And we definitely want to do it this turn. So we're going to go ahead and attack with him, and then we're going to play down this guy. Well, this girl. She comes into play tapped, but we don't really care about that because he doesn't have a creature to attack us with. So we'll just pass. And next turn, she'll untap. If he does summon a creature here, we can force him to sack it. That'll be good because it'll probably be one of his utility creatures. Alright, so he's got nothing to do. Main phase 1. Wow, nothing to do. Alright, so we're way ahead here. We're going to go ahead and continue. He might have a tangle, which would keep our guys tapped down. Yeah, so that's fine. He's going to Fulgus for a turn. These guys aren't going to untap, but we don't really care about that. Better to get out of his hand now. And he didn't play a land again, so that's fine. We'll see what he does here. Alright, so he has this card. This is a card I took out of my deck. It can be good, but it's a little slow. You need to play 3 lands, and then you get to get a bunch more. So he's actually going to play 2 of those down. And this is why I don't like this. You get stuck with a couple of them, and then you just don't do anything for a couple of turns. So we'll put our land down here. Let's see. We don't care about this guy yet because our zombies can't attack. So we're just going to go to the attack step, hit him for 2. And then we're going to play our other Gravecrawler. So these guys are going to untap next turn. We can play down this guy to make all our guys bigger, and then we're going to be putting a lot of pressure on him. So that's good for us. Like I said, even if he does get a creature here, we're going to force him to kill it and be able to get in for a bunch of damage, probably. So, alright. So this guy's pretty good. He is able to get it back from his graveyard. We can't block, so we're just going to take 4 here. That's fine. We don't care about that. Well, let's see if he attacks. He might leave it. If he doesn't attack here, that's actually great for us because we know that we're going to force him to kill it, and that's going to open up the door for us. To get in here. So this is going to force both of us to sack a creature. We're just going to sack a Gravecrawler because he will come back from the grave. Then we're going to go to combat. Swing for 6. And then main phase 2, we can actually cast this guy out of our graveyard. So that's what we're going to do. And next turn, we'll be able to play this before combat. It's going to give all of our guys +2. Well, everyone but him. And that's going to be lethal, actually. If he's tapped out here, we're just going to win. So let's see if he gets another land. He just played Harmonize. It lets him draw 3 cards. So yeah, he is going to get another land. So that's going to trigger this, which is going to trigger this, which is going to give him 4 lands. But unless he has Tangle in his hand, we're just going to win this turn. So yeah. All right. So he's got 3 cards in hand. He's already played 1 Tangle, which is good for us. How much damage do we have on board right now if we attack with everything? Well, I'm actually going to play him. That way we don't have to attack with everything. We can present lethal without attacking with everything, just in case he has Tangle. So that's 5, 9. Actually, let's keep him back. You guys can't block, so can you block? Yep. So there we go. We're just going to attack with all the things that can't block. That's 10 damage. That's lethal on board. If he has Tangle, it'll slow us down for a turn. But he doesn't. So he's just going to go to 0, and that's going to be the game. So that's kind of the problem. This deck, it's actually a really good deck, but most of the decks in this game are so aggressive that it has a hard time surviving. So that's going to be the first battle. Pretty straightforward, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If I went too fast, please let me know, and I'll be sure to go slower. Even with the deck tech part, this is going to be very beginner oriented because this game is beginner oriented, and I want to explain to you guys what's happening so that you can learn how to play as I play. So please leave me any questions or suggestions in the comments, and when I record the next one of these, I will take those into consideration. So thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you like the video. Like I said, comment with questions, suggestions, and I'll have more coming your way shortly. Later, guys.